square foot house with a basement. What's up? What are you doing here? Fix everything? Fix my tones?
Fixed it?
The weird thing is Rocky Rivers and
Well,
Fairview
let's
Parks
not
weren't
have
working
them
either.
visit today at the fire department, something to do with, I don't know, Westcom came and visited.
Yeah, like we can't tone them out on the new IP. So we have to use the old system. Which takes a couple seconds longer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the North Ridgeville City Council meeting is now in session. Today is Monday, August 19th, 2024. Please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, as summer vacations come to an end, particularly this week, as many students and teachers in North Ridgeville head back to the classrooms, we ask you for a safe and a healthy school year in our city. We pray for patience and safe travels throughout the city as we adjust to the additional school-related traffic on the roads and as folks settle into their new daily routines. As always, we thank you for the wonderful community in which we live. In your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank. Here. Schaefer.
Here.
Abens.
Here.
Winkle.
Here.
Awig.
Here.
DeVries.
Excused.
Jacobs.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Law Director.
Here.
And Finance Director. Here. Clerk of Council here.
All right, we have before us this evening the regular City Council meeting minutes dated August 5th, 2024. Are there any changes or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, the minutes stand approved. Please note that Council has also received the Records Commission meeting minutes dated June 26th, 2024. That'll bring us to our lobby session. As a reminder, the lobby session is the portion of our meeting in which the public is allowed an opportunity to address both City Council and the City Administration. We do ask that anybody wishing to speak from the podium and from the podium only, please. We will ask you to begin by stating your name and your address for the record, at which time you will be allowed up to 3 minutes to speak regarding matters pertaining to the business of City Council or the general affairs of the City of North Ridgeville. Also, as a reminder, in the interest of time, the lobby session is not intended to be an interactive question and answer session. Nonetheless, we do welcome your feedback, and depending on the nature of your comments, a council member may follow up with you. So at this time, the lobby session is now open. Is there anybody in attendance who wishes to address council this evening? Mr. Toth.
Frank Toth, 35300 Nicky Avenue, here in beautiful North Ridgeville. Good evening, folks. I wanted to stop by this evening and I wanted to thank the mayor and you folks for my recent appointment to the Planning Commission. I'm looking forward to serving on this commission. There are some great things happening here in North Ridgeville and I'm excited to be part of it. So thank you very much for your affirmative vote. Have a great night.
Thank you, Frank. Is there anybody else who wishes to address council this evening? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to administrators' reports. Up first is Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. On tonight's agenda, I'll be asking for the emergency on several pieces of legislation, including 87, 92, 93, and 77. And I'll go into further detail once we get to those. Our Public Works Streets Division was just milled Barris Road last week in preparation for paving this week. The plan is to begin paving tomorrow. You can find the complete list and schedule on the city's website at nridgeville.org. As Mr. President noticed, school resumes this week on August 22nd for North Ridgeville City Schools. You'll see an increase in vehicle and pedestrian traffic. Please use extra caution when you're driving around. Watch for school zones, kids walking and biking to school, and of course those big yellow school buses. Do not pass big yellow school buses when the lights are flashing and the stop sign is activated. or you will get a ticket. And as we have done a couple of years ago, we increased the amount of that fine. There are exceptions, of course. If you're on a 4-lane roadway, you may pass only if you're traveling in the opposite direction. But keep all this in mind and allow for extra time for you to arrive safely and to keep the other people, pedestrians and school children, safe as well. Coffee and Conversation is happening again this Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 here in council chambers. Stop on by for that informal conversation about the city. Our next council meeting will be delayed. City Hall will be closed on Monday, September 2nd, in observance of Labor Day holiday. That means garbage collection will be pushed back one day to Wednesday, September 4th. We're having a safety fair. It happens each year, and it's over at the fire station. It is going to be on Saturday, October 5th at Fire Station 1, and also blending over to the police station campus on Ranger Way. It's a family-friendly event that gives residents the opportunity to learn about healthy living and best safety practices in and around the house. So it'll be better than ever now that we have the police station next door, and there'll be local businesses and organizations, those especially serving the health and safety needs of our city, that will be there to participate as well. So if you're interested in being a sponsor or exhibitor, there's a form on our city's website, and please note the date and come on by for a great time. At this point, I will move to go into executive session to discuss conference with the public body's attorney concerning pending or imminent court action.
The motion was made by the mayor and seconded by Swank to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the matters just explained by the mayor. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Abens,
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right,
Unanimous.
we will adjourn into executive session.
Quick swank.
back. All right, thank you folks for your patience. At this time, I will make a motion to adjourn executive session and return to our regular session.
Second.
The motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Abens to adjourn executive session and return to regular session. Clerk, please call the roll.
Swank,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
All right, we are now back in open session. Mr. Mayor?
That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Director of Finance?
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Note that council has received the July 2024 Water Distribution and EPA report, the July 2024 Fire Department report, as well as the July 2024 Building Division report. We have no council committee reports under correspondence this evening. Clerk, if you could please read the correspondence from the Department of Commerce.
From the Department of Commerce, notice to legislative authorities regarding objections to renewal of a retail liquor permit.
Thank you. Under new business tonight, I'm going to make a motion to dispense with the bylaws and amend tonight's agenda by adding 2024-78 under second readings.
Second.
The motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Winkle to amend tonight's agenda and add 2024-78 under second readings. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
All right, that brings us to recess.
Mr. President, move to dispense with recess.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle and seconded by Awig to dispense with recess this evening. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. All right, recess has been dispensed. We move on to first readings. Up first is 2024-87.
Resolution 2024-87, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of North Ridgeville to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission state capital improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs, and to execute contracts as required.
Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2024-87. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause on this project.
Second.
Mr. President, so this is so we can apply to the OPWC Round 39 application process. The application is due on September 6th, and so we're looking for the emergency clause for that reason, for the timeliness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Abens to add the emergency clause of 2024-87 for the reasons just stated by the mayor, to apply by the deadline. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All opposed say no. It was then moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2024-87 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle,
Yes.
Awig,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries and is adopted to become 2024-87.
2024-88.
An ordinance authorizing the administration to charge credit card processing fees to payer.
2024-88 will be referred to the Utilities Committee for further review. 2024-89.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Utility Metering Solutions LLC for the citywide mass water meter replacement project.
2024-89 will also be referred to the Utilities Committee for further review. 2024-90.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to purchase water meters and appurtenances from Badger Meter Incorporated as part of the Mass Water Meter Replacement Project.
2024-90 will also be referred to the Utilities Committee for further review. 2024-91.
An ordinance establishing a water meter service charge.
And 91 also will be referred to the Utilities Committee. 2024-92.
An ordinance imposing a moratorium on the granting of permits and on the acceptance of applications for permits for certain business use types in the future town center area for a period not to exceed 180 days from the effective date of this ordinance, in order to allow the Planning Commission and Council to consider changes to the city's zoning code.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor, seconded by Abens, to dispense with the second and third readings for 2024-92. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
as you're all aware, we're taking a look at our zoning code and making some updates. We are also trying to create a town center. And in order to secure an appealing center of town, we're looking at putting this moratorium in place to make sure that the town center still has that appeal. So we're looking to pass this with the emergency clause, so to give us some time to create that zoning code for the area.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there any additional comments or questions? So again, it was moved by the mayor and seconded by Abens to dispense with the second and third readings for 2024-92. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move
carries.
to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause so that we may put this moratorium in place and secure the 180 days
Second.
of time.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Abens to add the emergency clause to 2024-92 for the reasons stated by the mayor. On the emergency clause, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Swank to adopt 2024-92 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries. Is adopted and becomes 2024-92.
2024-93.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to advertise for bids and enter into a contract according to law and in a manner prescribed by law with the lowest and best bidder for the Frontier Park pedestrian bridge replacement project.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the second and third readings.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2024-93. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr.
we
Mayor.
discussed the replacement of this pedestrian bridge in budget negotiations last year, and it was approved and made part of our budget. We're looking to go out to bid on this project. The bridge is in not great shape, and so that's why we're looking to replace it. And we're
sense.
looking to do that before anything from a safety standpoint happens. So we'd like to get this passed with the emergency clause.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there any additional comments or questions? Again, it was moved by the mayor, seconded by Winkle to dispense with the second and third readings for 2024-93. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause for the reasons I just stated.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to add the emergency clause to 2024-93 for the reasons stated by the mayor. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor, say yes.
Yes.
And all opposed, say no. It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2024-93 with the emergency clause in place. Are there any final comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Abens.
Yes.
Winkle.
Yes.
Awig.
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Up next is 2024-94.
An ordinance vacating a portion of Root Road.
2024-94 will be referred to the Planning Commission for further review. And that brings us to second readings. Up first, we have 2024-77.
Resolution supporting the Race Road and Maddock Road rail grade crossing elimination project.
It was discovered after our last meeting that this piece of legislation was numbered incorrectly. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to amend 2024-77 and renumber it as 2024-86. A copy of that new legislation with the new number is at your desks, and that was the only change that was made.
Second.
The motion was made by Jacobs and seconded by Winkle to amend 2024-77 with a new number, 2024-86. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Abens?
Yes.
Winkle?
Yes.
Awig?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
2024-77 now becomes 2024-86.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
move to dispense with the third reading.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to dispense with the third reading for 2024-86. Are there any comments or questions?
Mr. President, this resolution has been in front of you now for the second reading. As you know, we're looking to do a grade separation project both at Maddock and at Race. There is a federal program that we are looking to apply to. That application is due in September. And so we have outside engineers that are working on the project, and we'd like to get this application in. As the one engineer has stated, the Rail Commission believes that our application for this project is the best one in the state and should gain support from not only the state but also from the feds. So we're looking forward to having this move forward.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there any additional comments or questions? It was moved by the mayor, seconded by Awig to dispense with the third reading for 2024-86. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, move to add the emergency clause for the reasons I just stated.
Second.
It was moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to add the emergency clause to 2024-86 for the reasons stated by the mayor. On the emergency clause alone, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. It was then moved by the mayor and seconded by Awig to adopt 2024-86 with the emergency clause in place. At this time, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Abens?
Yes.
Winkle?
Yes.
Awig?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
And then 2024-78.
An ordinance amending Chapter 830 Home Occupation of North Ridgeville Business Regulation and Taxation Code.
All right, up next is third readings, 2024-71.
An ordinance repealing North Ridgeville Codified Ordinance Section .03, fees for copies of the North Ridgeville Administration Code.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mrs. Swink.
move to adopt.
Second.
It was moved by Swink and seconded by Winkle to adopt 2024-71. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Swank?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Abens?
Yes.
Winkle?
Yes.
Awig?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries and becomes, and is adopted, 2024-71.
The next regular city council meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024 at 7 p.m. in council chambers. That meeting will be held on Tuesday. As the mayor stated earlier, city offices will be closed on Monday the 2nd in observance of Labor Day. A safety committee meeting will be held on Monday, September 9th, 2024 at 6 p.m. here in council chambers to discuss 2024-81 and 82. And a public hearing will be held on Monday, September 16th, 2024, at 6:45 PM in council chambers to discuss 2024-80. And with no further business before us
Mr.
this
President, I
evening,
have
this
a
meeting is
comment I would
adjourned.
like to make.
Mr. Schaefer?
I would just like to thank all the people out there watching because they came and visited us at the Corn Festival in the booth. I really enjoyed speaking with everybody, and it was very gratifying to see so much interest in the election coming up. That's all.
All right, this meeting is adjourned.